Alrighty guys, and welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at a Wraith build that I highly recommend for players in the red ranks if you want to have a lot of fun in your games and you don't want to use any add-ons. Now this build is pretty simplistic. The fun thing about the Wraith is you can run a lot of different options on him. You have things like Sloppy Butcher, you have things like Nurse's Calling. It just depends on your personal playstyle and how you currently enjoy him. Based on the games that I've been having a lot of success with right now in the low ranks, this build has been phenomenal. Now, without going into too many details, we're just going to have a quick one over the build. We have Corrupt Intervention, we have Discordance, we have Surge, and we have Haunted Ground. Now, if you're unaware of what the Wraith's special ability is, basically he starts the trial cloaked, he then has to ring a bell by holding the right mouse button for 2 seconds, which will make a sound indicator twice, allowing a survivor to know. He will then become out of cloak. While he is cloaked, he has no heartbeat. He makes very loud footstep sounds, however, and he has this little growling you can hear in the background. Based on these kind of things, he'll ring his bell, he'll receive an additional movement speed of for 0.5 seconds, which will be old school windstorm, allowing him to lunge a very far distance. However, the default Wraith moves at 115% movement speed with no add-ons, and a cloaked Wraith, he'll be moving at 126% movement speed. I thought it was 126.5, but it's 126%. These perks here go hand in hand together with the Wraith. Now, what do we have here? We have Corrupt Intervention. Realistically, Corrupt Intervention is integratable with Sloppy Butcher, depending on how ambitious you're feeling, but based on the fact this build is based on no add-ons and RNG in the map, I'd rather take the consistency I will receive from a stability perk, or from a stall perk, or even a generator protection perk. So the way I normally build a killer is I follow these 4 basic steps when I play. I have a gen protection perk, I have a situational awareness perk, I have stall perk, and I also have a utility perk. Now right now I can already tell you this killer does follow the principles that I just said. We have a gen protection perk, which is going to be corrupt. It's going to allow me to steal the 3 furthest away generators from my current spawn. I have situational awareness, which is going to be provided to me through discordance for multiple people targeting on a generator. I have surge for my stability and my regression, and I have haunted ground for my lethality. Right, so the Wraith doesn't have a form of instant down, and based on that I want to make sure that I can always apply a lot of pressure. The thing about the Wraith is normally it's a good call to M1 a survivor cloak and then rotate somewhere else. Based on the fact I don't have any mangled add-ons, I don't have Sloppy Butcher, I don't have any form of enhancement to movement speed, you need to know when to commit to your chases and when not to commit to your chases. Based on something else I'm currently running as well, being Surge, you want to be able to down a survivor near a generator. You want to be able to down a survivor near a generator where there's going to need to be regression, right? Haunted Ground comes in hand in terms of being able to go, if this totem's broken, to information provided through Discordance, ring your bell, come around the corner, down one instantly for the regression stability through Surge, and then chase the other guy for the remainder time of Haunted Ground, depending on how good he is, and depending on how many pallets he will utilize, and then that way you can capitalize off this perk, getting multiple people down. You can also take advantage of the fact that you're going to be opening the board up. Alternatively, you could just down one guy, pick him up, hook him, and hopefully find the other guy, but it depends on what you want to do with your Haunted Ground time. It also depends on the map you're currently on. For example, if I'm on a map like the game that is small and stacked on itself, I will down one, I'll pick him up, I'll hook him, and then I'll go looking for somebody else and let the other guy run away. Also depends on if I've eaten the pallets around the location or if it's a fresh new spawn. So that pretty much goes hand in hand for the entire Wraith build. So we got the stall from the Corrupt Intervention. We have Discordance as well. There's not too much to tell about this killer. Remember, when you ring your bell and you come out of when you come out of being cloaked, your heartbeat will be up at 32 meters at 115% movement speed. Everyone's going to know that you're uncloaked. When you ring your bell to go invisible again, it's a very obvious sound indicator. Both bells make different sounds, so a survivor that understands can tell that you're cloaked or you're uncloaking. Now you can run special add-ons which will allow you to cloak faster, allow you to uncloak faster, allow you to cloak silently, allow your bell to be heard from the entire board rather than directionable and from a closer distance. So there's a lot of different ways you can play around the Wraith. However, based on what I like, this is what works for me in the red ranks. Alternatively, if we're looking at things we could change, we could easily get rid of Surge for Pop Goes the Weasel if you prefer that. I really do like Surge with my Haunted Ground. However, if you didn't want to run Haunted Ground based on the fact that it does rely on a survivor breaking the totem, but believe me, a lot of them do that. You could run Devour Hope. I don't recommend it. It's too RNG dependent, especially with the maps shrinking down. Considering some of the maps have shrunk, you kind of want to make sure that you either have a damaging totem or no totem at all. It also depends on the killer. If you have a good totem like Devour Hope on a nurse, it's not going to hurt you too much losing one perk, but losing a perk on somebody like the Wraith will hurt you a lot. Realistically, if you want a consistency on everything, you could take Sloppy Butcher on the Wraith, but I just want to point out that there is an add-on down here as well. Oops, sorry, it's right here. This will give you... Where are you, darling? This will give you the effect of Sloppy Butcher if you ring your bell and M1 somebody, so that pretty much gives you a 5th perk. And if you were to do that, I don't recommend stacking Haunted Ground and Sloppy Butcher. There's only one killer I recommend that on. You could do do it on the Wraith. If you felt ambitious enough to get rid of Corrupt Intervention and put on Sloppy instead, you will still have good consistency. You could take the M1s, you could take the Split Pressure, but you're going to be playing around the end game if you try to do that, as opposed to this is about trying to take advantage of the earlier game, or that earlier section that the game can put you in. But anyways, guys, that's going to be all for the Wraith video. I know it was short, I know it was sweet, there's not much to talk about with it, but this is the build that I love and I recommend. I highly recommend you try it as well. Some people say save the best for last is great on the Wraith. I have to disagree with that based on the fact he can't preserve his stacks. However, you guys give it a go, try it for yourself, and let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget that I do stream DVD 5 days a week, and you can pop into the live educational DVD streams that I do here over at Twitch, or you guys can also pop into the live streams that I do over at Twitch. I don't know why I said that twice, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I hope you have a wonderful time, and stay safe. I'll see you in the next one.